Alrighty, welcome everybody. Hopefully this is going to work. I fixed my computer, so I think. I think I needed more thermal paste on my processor, and I did that. I've done that before. The truth is, as you all know, I'm really due for another upgrade, but for now, this is going to have to do. Hopefully this makes things run a little bit smoother, but we shall see if it does. All right. I recorded this once and it didn't actually go through, which means the game was inputted. When I went through it, I hadn't actually looked at a lot of the, the lines or whatever. So it was all new to me. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a wrap up with this video, and not make it terribly long, and and I'll talk about everything as it is. All right. So with that introduction. My friends, why I am playing the U1900 section of the August Swiss. There are 4 Tuesdays in this month, so there's going to be 4 rounds. And my first round opponent is named Phineas Hagg. He's a teenager. His mom was waiting in the other room, so he had to go at that point. And he's rated 1486, but it seems as though he's about 1500 or so, probably on the upswing. All right, with that in mind, he launches with D4. It's funny. He actually played. He played what I play as white. Oh, and my section only has 6 people in it, so not very many. So c'est la vie. Top 2 get a prize. In fact, the chess club owes me money. All right. I play E6. He responds with C4, which is the move that I play. I play D5. We're playing sort of a Queen's Gambit system. It ends up being a Nimzo Indian, but I play this from white, so I kind of know what's good, what's not good. I'm playing my moves pretty quickly. I'm playing about a minute a move until I get to one point where I think. I'll get to that in a moment. The only other thing about my opponent, I said this in the other recap, and I'll mention it, is for the most part, he was like pretty focused on the game, but about an hour into the game, he just lets out this huge fart. And like most people were still playing. So the chess hall, a lot of people cough. It's not exactly like super quiet because there's pieces moving. But he did kind of break the silence with this one loud fart, which was kind of funny, obviously. Anyway, so I kind of appreciate it. And he didn't even like grimace or anything. He just kept focused on the board. Anyway, I chuckled at it. In any event, and he didn't stay behind to go over the game with me because his mom, he's like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. But he seemed nice enough. Who knows what his analysis would have led to. And I had to run to go get ice cream. Remember, getting ice cream consistently. All right, so with that in mind, he then plays knight to c3. This is all very normal. And I decide to play the pin. Now, the reason why I play the pin, this is kind of Nimzo Indian style, is I know it's good. I know it's a good move. For the record, and again, that's my cat in the background. She's having herself a ball. Bell of a ball. For the record, I played the opening at 100% accuracy. So to say I know the lines is an understatement. I really do know this line very, very well. I could get into the sidelines, but because this was a very long game, I don't think I should dilly-dally too much in the opening. You guys have probably seen me play the system, again, as white. I know that as black, you don't want to take until they force you to take. I also know that this pin is good. It's kind of a bad bishop for now. You can safely castle. These are all book moves. And the idea is I don't really want to take. I'm not doing Queen's Gambit accepted until he moves as his bishop. Then I want to move. I win a tempo, and I can just kind of develop and get playing the queen side. And that's kind of my opening plan. He plays knight f3. This is all pretty typical. I'm always looking for the c5 break. This seemed like as good a line or a good a spot as any. We have now somewhat transposed into the QGD, the Rogozin. I play this from white, so to say I'm prepared for this is an understatement. I know this line. I know what is good, and I know the candidate moves. He takes, which is fine. It's fine to take there. Generally, he should be, again, pushing here, forcing me to, rather than move back, shade my bishop for his knight. At this point, because he takes, obviously I know the best lines. I'm going to drop my bishop, keep it on the board, keep it on this diagonal, and I just take back. And we're playing very, very normal standard chess. Already, 7 moves in, we've reached parity. I feel pretty solid. For the record, again, I was moving about a minute a move. he did one long think for like 15 minutes, and I very quickly got a time edge on this guy, which actually ended up being kind of an undoing, which I'll talk about when it happens. But I was way up in time on this one. He develops his bishop. As noted, once he plays BE2, which is fine, now I'm looking to take. That is the best computer line. I do know that as far as like the theory and sort of what I'm going to apply. So of course I'm going to do that, which is fine. This kind of forces him to move his bishop twice. He takes. And again, I played 100% accuracy in the opening, so it was an opening success. I feel pretty good. At this point, looking at my score sheet, I end up playing A6, and the reason why is I didn't want to deal with any quick knight jumps, with any kind of potential bullshit kind of coming on in. I'm also preparing, I'm thinking about a way to get my light square bishop in, this long diagonal, whoops, arrows are always hard to draw, and I figure I can win a tempo, where if I play A3, which is a good move, it's preventing his knight jumps, and I'm preparing to launch B5, which again builds space on the queen side, and still is like a natural development point. So all this seems to make sense. The computer really likes my plan. They think A6 is the best move. Props to me. Props to Babo. My opponent from this position, again, I spent maybe 9 moves in. I've spent 9 minutes. 9 moves in, he spent about 20 minutes, maybe 25. I'm not sure what he was thinking about. Maybe he was just trying to remember the opening. Again, I feel pretty comfortable in this position, so there aren't that many. Maybe when there was the pawn tension, he was kind of thinking about what to do. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, he castles on move 10, and I just continue with my line. It looks like the computer likes it. Of B5, I'm winning a tempo. I'm going to be developing. I have space, and when I looked at this like thematically, and he retreats. By the way, he could also have dropped all the way back to the E2 square. I feel like I'm going to have better bishops than him because I have more scope because his are kind of like blocked on in. I have easy development, with my pieces, and yeah, I've kind of reached harmony. I play bishop b7 still. If you look at it, I'm playing the best moves. I've generated a little bit of advantage in the opening, so I feel pretty solid. And at the board, I felt very capable and happy and healthy and hearty and strong and all the sayings, all the fixins from the kitchen. All right, on move 12, and finally, at this point, he had played kind of normal moves, and when he plays bishop e1, this is the first time where he played that move, and I did a little, like, chuckle, because I know this is a bad move. According to the computer, it's not even that bad. He should be fighting for this open line with rook c1 immediately, which makes sense, or h3, maybe to prevent some kind of knight jumps, also getting some space for the king. Those make sense, and when I wasn't thinking too hard about what he was going to do. I was kind of focused on my own development. And when he drops back, the problem with this from a conceptual perspective is that he no longer has the ability to kind of connect rooks. It's funny, and I mentioned this another time, I was considering with the first candidate move, moving my queen up, because if he wants to trade, I'd be able to develop my last piece while taking back the queen. And I just thought I'd have a very nice position, because I'd have all my pieces kind of out and about. I'd have the strong bishops, and I'd have easy lines where I basically swing my rooks to the D and C file, respectively. The other move I saw is keeping the queen on, which would be to b6. Oh, they like it. Oh, they like my move the best. And so I play... Oh, wait. Oh, they like that. They like this as the third best. Okay, all these moves are pretty equal. And it did make it easy. I wasn't sure where my knight belonged. And I thought as soon as he did this, I want to keep the queens on. So I play knight b to d7. Again, these two are kind of protecting one another. He has no way of attacking on this diagonal because he's kind of, stuttered on in. And yeah, I felt pretty capable. He plays queen e2, which apparently is a very good computer move. And I just kind of finished my development with queen b6, which, hey, it's the best move in the position. Nice, good for me. Good on me. Yeah, once I develop outward here, I feel like I have an easy play. Again, I want to swing my rooks over, and he's a little bit stuck. And by the way, at this point, maybe I made a mistake here, where I thought, okay, I have a space advantage. Like, I have more space than him. He has a boxed-in rook that's just bad, and this bishop is really passive. So I thought, I must be better. I always have a potential for, like, a b4 push. At the moment, it doesn't work because he would swing it to a4, and then he would just basically trade off my bishop when I drop my queen. Obviously, if I move back there, I'd have major threat by swinging the rook for a pin, so I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, so I just thought that this was pretty solid. So I can. So he plays. What did I do? Right. So I move my queen. I develop it, and he gets his rook in the game. This is the best move. It's kind of what I expected him to do. Just kind of claim the open file. All right. When that happens, rook d1. I am not sure the best move for me. Apparently, I should swing the queen over. It seems kind of like, I guess they're saying he should just push the pawn. That's crazy. I guess because I can't take, because then my knight would be undefended. Something like that. I don't know. But I just want to get my rooks into the game. And I feel as though this is where I kind of made a little bit of a mistake. And what I thought is, he doesn't have an active plan. So I looked at this. 14 moves in. He's used about 30 minutes, maybe more. I actually don't think he was below the hour mark yet. By the way, it's back to 90 minutes rather than 65. So that is something else to mention. Yeah, and once, yeah, I didn't think he had an active plan. Like, I couldn't see what he could do. He has no knight jumps. These are all taken away. This is taken away once I have my knight here. This is kind of taken away as well. This doesn't really do anything. I could either just bounce it back, or I could even straight out ignore it. So I just couldn't see an active plan for him. So I thought I had all the time in the world. So I decided to put this rook here. The reason I didn't put the F rook on D first is I thought maybe it would be annoying if he could find, like, a pin, because I kind of have back rank issues, sort of. But maybe that's just wrong. The computer says my move is fine. I thought I had all the time in the world. He plays h3. He's getting some luft for his king. Again, he's preventing this jump, but I don't really think I ever have a sack. One such line I was thinking is if I ever take with my bishop, he would take back and I'd have the, if the knight was on the square, I'd potentially have this fork. However, he always has this threat of swinging the bishop once the pawn takes, and then he's eyeing my queen. So I didn't really think that I ever had that tactic, but that was something that was going through my mind. And this is maybe where I played a mistake. Looks like it's an inaccuracy. They want me to continue with my plan of just swinging the rook here, but I thought I could be clever and just develop, keep making improving moves. I thought I could double up on the file and just use the C file with the fact that his rook is stuck to my advantage. I thought that's how I was going to gain, an advantage. Computer says this is too slow, and I kind of made a mistake doing this. Again, I thought that I never really had to worry about a bishop coming here because his pawn is stuck by his knight. So he's just really, like, tangled, basically. And he tangled himself. I didn't really even do much to support that. He plays knight d4. It's the only move I thought, the active move that, like, does anything. And now I'm kind of thinking about what if he sacked on b5. Like, if I just made a random move, again, I doubled my rooks, because I was wondering if this move was any good. It's not. It's bad. It just loses. And I thought that... the reason why, actually, is because of this line, the bishop just taking advantage. It would be something like this, and then I'm assuming he would play something like that. And then from here, yeah, I'm just, home free. All right. I was wondering if this was ever any good, and according to the computer, it's not. So, so once he plays that, I ignored. Yeah, once he played the knight there, I figured I would ignore any potential sacks. I just didn't think they were good. I don't have the b4 move here to dislodge because he can always swing to attack the queen and the bishop. So I thought I would just continue my plan and just now double up the rooks because I thought that I'd want it. It's an open file, and I thought that would be I thought I'd just be better here. According to the computer, the best move is d6, bishop d6. Yeah, that's the kind of move that I don't understand. I'm going to be honest. I don't get it. It seems like it puts it in the path of the rook. It's not doing anything necessarily active. It's kind of... I just don't understand why that's the best move. So maybe someone better than me could explain that. I double. The computer does like this plan. That makes me feel pretty good. And in this position, again, I examined it from an objective perspective. I'm up at least 30 minutes. I've used, let's say... I used about a minute a move, and there was one time where I thought for 10 minutes, maybe one of these positions. Again, I'm recording the second time through, so you can never be too sure, as far as where I'm coming from, like what I've said this time around or not. Nonetheless, I thought that with the doubled rooks, my king is relatively safe. I have the active bishops kind of on here, and he's kind of stuck. I just thought I'd be better. Computer says I am, but I'm not actually ahead that much. Maybe I thought positionally I was kind of like squeezing him. He plays f3, which funny enough is the best computer move. But as soon as he played it on the board, I did a gasp. And the reason why is I thought that was a weakening move. I thought that like now he has a long-term weakness where the e pawn is basically potentially like pinned. And I thought that I could win a pawn. One such way is once he plays f3 in this position, I'm still looking at these sacks, I was looking at e5. And the reason it doesn't work, or maybe it's not so bad, maybe it's still fine, is I then saw this move. I thought he would go here. I then saw, okay, they're saying f8 to just drop back. I then saw this move, and then I saw this move. So I saw all this. Maybe this is coming through the video. I don't know. Again, I put the paste. And then I saw this move. And then I saw... Yeah, and I thought, okay, interesting. And I thought even though I could take this, it's not a problem. All right, good. I saw all this. All right, so I thought that I couldn't do that because just to be clear, I want to dislodge the knight so I can win this pawn with check. But it doesn't work. Okay, so I thought if it doesn't work because specifically this h6 move, which I saw, I thought that I'd want to have my king elsewhere. All right, that's the line that I had witnessed where I was trying to win a pawn here on e3. So because of that, I keep thinking about this e5 move. I thought that I had to move my king. All right, I mean, I'm glad that I could show the line that I calculated that I was thinking, because I keep wanting to target this pawn, and I thought it didn't work immediately, specifically because of this move with e5, and I thought that that was actually really bad for me. So I'm glad that my calculation was correct. However, it led me to play a bad move, apparently. I thought then I could play king f8. So that's at least the rationale for why I can hear. This is the first time I really tanked, by the way. So I think I spent 15 minutes on this move. Because as soon as he played f3, I did the gasp, like, wow, he played f3. I thought it was a weakening move. Again, it's the best move according to the computer. And I thought I was just winning a pawn. So I started doing all of these calculations. I was in deep calculation here. And that's why I thought, I just watched this video on prophylactic moves. I thought that this was smart because I'm getting out of any like long-term, bishop pin or sack, which has screwed me in the past. And I thought and again specifically dodging the knight jump here, which would be checking the king. So again, that's why I played king f8. The computer says it's an inaccuracy, but my whole idea is I thought that I'd be winning a pawn because now it doesn't work because he doesn't have that check. I would just be able to take, or I guess that would be pushed. It would be fine because now I would just win the pawn. All right, but the computer doesn't like it. My best move in this position would have been a passive one, just dropping the dark square bishop back to the f8 square. Wish I could explain that one. I can't. They also like g6, which I was thinking about. I actually was thinking about that. Again, just immediately taking away the jump because then that still lets me push. And in retrospect, maybe that was better. I've tried to avoid moving my king pawns that much. I don't like these weaknesses. Like, these are targets that I can attack, but maybe that would have been the better move. Nonetheless, I pushed over, and the computer just doesn't like it. Again, I'm preparing e5, but to my horror, he plays bishop f2, which completely screws my plan. And now computer, funny enough, says I should just go back here. The reason why is, in this position, when I played the king, I thought that he would have this move, which is funny. And so this was everything that I was looking at. And I thought I would just have e5 here. Yeah, all right, so this is what I saw. I thought if he played the bishop, which obviously, the bishop to basically attack the rook, I would have e5. It says it's a great move. So I saw all this. So I thought that that was the defense here. That was the answer. He basically just has to draw, and then I can maybe take it, although he's defending from that square, and I would just have a comfortable position. However, I did not see what he played, which is just the simple bishop f2, which is the best move in the position. As soon as he played it, the computer says I no longer have the better position, and at the board, I thought so as well. And the reason why is, although I technically have a lot of long-term pressure here, my piece is also pinned, which is going to be a big issue, a big threat. So I said, oh shit, I have a big time advantage. My opponent probably let out a fart around here, by the way, as mentioned in the beginning. But I wasn't sure exactly like what I'm supposed to do from this position. Computer once again says, just move the king back, bro. It doesn't belong on f8. This is too dangerous with queens on the board. Maybe if they're traded off, I could start pushing it there, but it was just a mistake. It was one of these prophylactic moves that was really out there and just not good. Anyway, after he plays bishop f2, I look at the position and I was not able to find the best move, which is just saying to just play the king back. All of these moves in the game is like kind of at parity, dropping the bishop back. Again, all of these don't make a lot of sense to me. They're kind of waiting moves, to be honest. I needed an active plan, and I thought, okay, I doubled the rooks. Let me make use of it. The only way is I need to move this piece. It's kind of in the way. Maybe I can attack this knight and potentially even win a pawn. So I thought I should go into that. So that's what I did. So I played bishop b4. According to the computer, it's fine. It's not like I fucked up here. But again, my opponent retains a small advantage after I had a good opening. And the reason why is very clearly I'm trying to just take. I'm trying to just guerrilla it. He doesn't have a clear way of defending. So I thought that this would be solid. Little to my surprise, he plays the best move. He starts playing a lot of the best moves here. And now in this position, I realize the threats. Hopefully you guys can see them. But and I had to think here. Again, my opponent got into time trouble very, very quickly. But I'll mention that later. Now, all of a sudden, he has big, big threats. As you can tell, he has what is known as a... What is that expression? When you basically reveal an attack on a queen or whatever. It's not a discovery. Whatever it is, there's a word for it. It's a Haggarian word, and I was dead afraid of that. That's probably why I should have played the king back. But I realized that he has this knight move. He might have some sacks, which again open up. Again, he has a certain name for it, Hikaru. I'm blanking on it now. Maybe somebody can inform me. But I realized I needed to stop that. The only move I saw, and I played it pretty quickly, was moving my knight to basically block his bishop. It's also providing another defender for the e6 pawn. And potentially I'm taking away, threatening to trade his light square bishop if I move my queen. So I played it, and it is the best move. So I'm pretty proud that I didn't kind of fold here, because I do think that's a scary move. And all of a sudden I'm back to defending. He moves the bishop out of the way, which I think is a reasonable move. Yeah, they say it's like basically one of the best lines. I'm not really threatening to take. This piece, again, I know that the sack is never quite good, but with revealing the bishop on my queen, I was a little bit worried. I want to take some pieces off the board. This bishop is kind of stuck for the most part, so I thought the natural thing to do was trading. Computer agrees, so that's my best move, which is great. Obviously, the only move he has is to take back with the b-pawn. And I did think, all right, I said at this point, I have the doubled rooks. He has a worse pawn structure than me, where we both have 6 pawns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That long term, if I can get out of this dodgy pin, then I potentially win a pawn here, and I'd be better. But I need to clear the space. I need to get home free, because there's not really an easy way for me to go. So I thought that was my weakness in this position, and that's what he needs to capitalize on. Right? So like he takes, and I start thinking of candidate moves, and I find the third best move. Apparently, the computer wants me to just push up, and this was one thing I considered. They want me to play queen a5, and the reason why it makes sense. I am attacking this pawn. I am attacking this pawn. I no longer have the pin. I am a little bit out of play with my queen, which, by the way, is why I didn't do it, because I thought that it was a little bit scary to kind of strand her on that side of the board. According to the computer, the best line here is for the bishop to go g3 to kind of eye this rook. And apparently, the best move is to just go back to the d file, which is probably where it really needed to be all game. So, all right. So that's I think I would have maybe found that, but I'm not sure if that's as far as playing it. And then obviously I still have this threat, and it's just a game, right? I mean, they're even saying stuff like like e5, things like that. All right, but that's not what I played. Instead, I saw the line of e5 here because I thought that he was going to retreat here, which again opens up on my knight. But then I saw a very easy line where I would then defend with my knight, right? Like I'm supporting. And I thought that he'd have like a, yeah, I did see all this. I thought he had a funny, you know, trade here, which I thought this was just completely even. He sacks the rook for the knight. I take with my rook. There he actually saying f4. And I thought that he could just do these trades. Yeah, this is what I saw. And I thought this was good for me. All right, and then h2. All right, I mean, cool. This is what I calculated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I have the active file, and he's got weaker pawns. So the computer thinks I'm slightly better. All right, I calculated that. I thought that's where he would move if I played e5. I thought he'd move here to kind of gang up. To my horror, he played knight f5 instead, which is a better move. Again, I thought that he would do everything he could to apply pressure on this pin. I don't know. I did think that he could move here, but I was positive he was going to move here. So, I mean, it's one of these things where he played the best move. Yeah. And I realize I'm in trouble because I can't really move my queen, because if I move my queen here, he has this move, which apparently is not even the best move. What would I do in this spot? No, it is still very good. What am I talking? Yeah, it's an excellent move. Okay, cool. And then I'd basically just have to start, you know, move, and he'd be infiltrating the position, and I'd be a little bit Swiss cheesy. It says he's plus 1.8. So I did see this. So as soon as he played that, I realized I can't actually retreat my queen yet. So I was in panic mode, and I realized that this is a very strong knight on f5. I look, and I see that entry square, and I thought the only way I could stop that is a very defensive move. It's a backward knight move, and I did find the best move in the position, so I feel pretty happy about myself. I'm basically defending the d6 square, so he doesn't have an infiltration, and now I'm opening up to retreat my queen away from the pin. So I'm pretty happy. And by the way, move 22, he is now down below 30 minutes. He's used a full hour. I have more than a full hour. So he's used a full hour, and I have more than a full hour, just for the record. All right. He plays the move queen to d2. He's kind of centralizing. He's trying to like bear down, maybe take again the file. He owns the file now. I thought I had this move of rook to d7. Why is that not a good move? Oh, obviously, because then he just takes, and then I no longer, yeah, right. It wasn't in this position that I saw that. Never mind. Ignore that annotation. Right, I have to get my queen free. And by the way, I didn't know what square to move it to. Apparently, queen e6 is best now, because now he can't dangle the rook there. This is the best defensive square. I thought I needed to be offensive, and so I put my knight on g6. Apparently, this is just bad, but it made sense to me. But okay. All right. He then starts juggling his queen. I didn't understand this move. It's an inaccuracy, so it's a bad move. I thought in this position he should have traded. I thought that this would have been a good trade for him. Apparently it's not either. And the reason why is kind of trading down. I thought maybe he could infiltrate and I'd have some... it would be scary. But then they're just saying b3. Interesting. And then he's got a pretty strong attack, and all of a sudden his pieces are really into the game here. Okay, that makes sense. Game is very equal here. But he doesn't trade, and he just plays here. And as soon as he doesn't trade, I thought I'm coming to life. And the reason why is I saw this jump where I'm attacking checkmate and attacking his queen. I'm defending against any kind of checks here. So life is good. So I jump my knight over, kind of reroute it. Seems like the computer agrees it's the best positional move. He tries to double, and as soon as he does, I thought he lost the game here. Within 3 seconds, I slam knight f4. And remember I said he was at like 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less? In this position, he used 23 minutes. Okay, he goes down to 7 minutes on the clock. Maybe I don't have an hour, but I have more than 55 minutes. I thought the game was over. Obviously, I'm threatening checkmate. If he moves the pawn, I just win his queen with check. He just takes it, and the game's over. I did see after a few minutes that he has this move to kind of check and kind of move the queen. But I thought the game was over there too, right? Like, I thought that was just over. 23 minutes, goes down to 7 or 8 minutes on his clock. He plays this move. I shrug, and I think to myself, okay, like, it should be over. I asked him if he was going to resign after the game, and he said he thought about it, but he thought that he could play on a bit longer in this position. And kudos to him, he was right. The reason why is I immediately take. It seems like the only thing I can do, and I just thought I was totally winning. I thought this game was over. He moves his queen away. Obviously, I'm no longer threatening. I'm no longer threatening to just win his queen. And I then spent 10 minutes in this position because I wanted to just find the win. I was banging my head against the wall, and I thought to myself, what the fuck? I can't find the win here. Now, I'm glad I'm looking at this from the computer. The computer doesn't say there's an actual win here. So I actually did play the best move. I just then said, fuck it, I'll just start taking pawns. So I played the best move in the position, which is rook takes on c3. And again, he's down to 7 minutes. We play 80 moves, guys. So after move 40, he's only playing on the increment. The increment's 5 seconds. So just to give you an idea of this game and the lack of me being able to finish him off. I take. He then moves his king. The reason why is because I am threatening this check. I did see that. I didn't think it was as good as taking this pawn, and the computer did agree. But now I'm no longer threatening that. Yeah, so when that happens, I don't know what the best move is. I am now floundering again. Apparently, I should just do the Aliekin's gun, the triple threat, just so I can kind of slam everything out. I should have done that now that I see this. But I play like the blitz move. It's the crafty move. It's clever. It's tricky. Rook d8, but it's not the best move. And in blitz, it's good because they have to use some time to think. And again, he's down to like 6 minutes. And the reason why is if he then takes, he then hangs checkmate. So he can't take. He can't move this off the file. And I thought that I could then just, exchange material and life would be good. Very calmly and coolly, he realizes that. And within a second, he just plays the rook on f1 to f2. Obviously, if I trade, he's then defending. And I realize I have to trade here. Like, it makes sense. I'm getting rooks off the board. I thought this was fine. He then takes with the queen. I thought he would take with the rook, but this was the best line. And now all of a sudden my rook is under attack. I don't have the insta-win. He's super defending the g2 square. My bishop isn't that great. And I think to myself, shit, I might be in trouble here. I'm just kind of curious. What would have happened if I played this? No, okay, I would have immediately been losing. Okay, cool. Not that I would have done that, by the way, but I'm just, yeah, okay. Anyway, I drop to c7 because I was always thinking that he has, if he can move his queen in and then obviously he sort of check me, move me back, and then he'd have the back rank mate by taking that, and then I'd be checkmated. So I thought I needed to protect the 7th rank. And oh boy, what a blunder that was. He finds the best move, the best response, and I've realized I have completely fucked up. I needed, from this position, to just at this point go queen c6, defending my rook, controlling all of these, well, I guess I wouldn't be controlling the d8 square. I guess I would be, able to attack him and stuff. Anyway, well, I wouldn't actually, because I would take, he would take, and if I move my queen, and if his queen was there, then he would check me, I would go here, and then he would mate me. So, not actually an option. All right, and I just completely sputtered. I blundered it back. What a blunder. And the problem, really, is at this point, he's down to like 5 minutes, not even. Remember, he's playing on increment soon. I have like 45 minutes plus. I start blitzing with him, and this is such a mistake. With a 5-second increment, I thought that I should just move fast, but when I'm just winning on the board. I should have just won on the board. This is something that I'm gonna have to learn the hard way. So yeah, it's not even like I'm lost here. But he plays queen b4 check immediately. I have one move. I have to move to g8, of course. And by the way, the computer still thinks I'm in great shape. But he has all the follow-ups. He's playing them immediately. Obviously, I have to take because otherwise he wins my queen. So I take. He takes, and I have managed to fuck this game up. From a dead one position, I no longer am dead winning. I considered the bishop here. I considered the queen here. Those are the only two moves I saw. Apparently this is a move, but it just loses material. And I played this because I thought this was keeping everything together. Now, again, luckily he has like 3 minutes on the clock here, and he doesn't find the win. This was me blundering. Apparently, if you play bishop b3, the reason why is you're threatening checkmate, then I'm just fucked. You know, you basically have to do something like this, and then, you know, after check, h7, you just win material. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have lost this position. Takes, and he's got a rook, and I have, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I would have just been down in exchange for nothing. All right, I blunder, and this is a case, guys, where thankfully my opponent didn't find the best move here, but it's I went from a super winning position to not super winning. He gobbles a pawn. My knight is under attack. Ooh, apparently knight e6 is better. All right, well, I thought it was better to take here and threaten his queen, try to get queens off the board, but already it's crazy, because if you look at the position here, after I've blundered, I still have the better position, but I'm not winning anymore. And unfortunately, my mental game, or the psyche, if you will, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm just completely winning, you know? And that's very dangerous. He's playing on increment, and I'm not. So I thought that I could just keep blitzing, and I would win no problem. Unfortunately, it turned out this kid, who, again, teenager or so, pretty good blitz player, he kind of, he was making pretty good moves with no time on the clock. So I really fucked this up pretty hard. After g6, he obviously retreats his queen. That's not the best move. Again, he's just making fast moves, because this allows me, I saw this right away, to kind of get my bishop more active, because right now my bishop is kind of a shitty piece. And I thought with the 2 pieces for the rook, I should be better here. Again, the computer doesn't say I'm like much better, although 2-pawn advantage is pretty decent. Yeah, so got ice cream tonight, guys, but I'm going to let you on a spoiler. Maybe you saw at the very beginning. I did fuck this game up. I wish he hadn't used all of his clock, honestly, because I think in turn it would have made me play a little bit slower. And yeah, I don't know. I totally fucked up. I couldn't find the win. And the reality is there wasn't a win. I needed to just play slowly and play good moves. When he does that, he then moves his queen to g5. I think I'm like forcing him back. I want to also get some space for my king, because I'm always worried about this back rank. I play h6. He's now moving his queen a lot. He plays to g3. And now here is where I saw like a funny line. I keep thinking I want to trade off queens and I would have the better position. Turns out that's not the case, by the way, as you'll see. But I played be6, which made sense because I'm like eyeing this pawn. I thought that and I'm not as strong in like the endgame situation of like 2 knights against a rook, but I'm pretty sure you don't want them to have a passed pawn, because the weakness of the knights is that they can't cover from one side of the board to the other. So you want to basically have all your pawns in one, either the king side or the queen side, so that the rook has to be kind of glued down, and then the knights become strong. So I thought that if I could basically win this pawn, either by pushing the pawns or trading off, that I would have a winning position. I think that's correct, but that was at least my logic. So I play this. He responds with bishop b3, and I thought that I had a way of trading off queens. I thought if I play my queen up, he obviously can't block, and then I just would take. So he has to move here, and then if I drop all the way back to c7, my knight is actually doing something, and I can trade the queens off. Again, I thought that it probably made sense to trade the bishops first. He obviously, once I trade, he'd have to take back. So that is played on the board. He takes back. And then I go into it. I am thinking, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Yeah, to my surprise, again, there's only one line. He moves king h2. I move here, threatening the trade of the queens. But crazy enough, if he actually traded this position, according to the computer, if you want to see something nutty, um, is like basically a draw, almost. Yeah, he'd go c2. I'd like move to what, e6, and yeah. Once we trade these, it's actually close to a draw. I didn't know. I thought that I'd have a good position here because I'd be able to trade this off. But yeah, this was where I just, I blundered, and then I kind of didn't go into the right endgame. But to my surprise, rather than actually trading, he pushes the f4 pawn. When this occurs, I thought that I'm ganging up on this pawn maybe. I need to get my knight into the game. I need to actually use my pieces. I think it would have been better for me to have played Uno, because then he would actually have this. I don't know what's the best move. I'm not sure. Again, he should have just taken according to the computer. I get knight f6. I have to get my knights in the game. It is the best move. He then centralizes his queen. Can't argue with that. I think it makes sense. Again, I have this this long-term threat. And this is where I do my think of, okay, I want to trade off these pawns so I don't have to worry about the rook having all this scope. I could also make a passer, so I push a5 with the idea of a6. Computer doesn't hate that idea. Apparently they want h5 to prevent maybe him playing g4. I was playing too fast and I didn't quite see it. Instead he plays g3, and by the way, the reason why the previous, I didn't want to go and super gang up, like, playing the knight. Rather than this, if I played the knight here, I thought he'd still just have a3, and I just didn't think I had anything here, right? There's just nothing here. Yeah. Obviously, even though, oops, little cat, going on through. All right. Nonetheless, that's not what happened. I push a4. He responds again. He's playing every move. He kept having like 20 seconds, 15 seconds. He was playing every move within, basically immediately. And at a certain point, even though the game went 80 moves, I stopped recording moves because I didn't know that I didn't have to keep writing. If he's down below 5 minutes, I don't have to. I also didn't know how to claim a threefold repetition. There are many ways this was a learning experience for me, because the guy Steven, who's kind of like the head of the Boylston Chess Club, explained it to me afterward, because a few times late in game I said threefold repetition, and Steven apparently said that in order to claim it, you have to have it written down on your score sheet, like the moves repeated, and you have to say, I claim it, rather than ask, because I was asking the guy. So I just didn't know. Again, I'm so used to online, it just immediately occurring. I didn't know that's something that you had to just, like, claim. I didn't know. All right, anyway, he takes, and the reality is, in this position, I should have taken a deep breath and realized I'm better here. Whoops. Oh, shit. Forget you saw any of that. Yeah, he takes, and I take. Although I'm better, I'm not winning. I kept thinking I should be winning. Why am I not winning this game? Yeah. He plays queen to d3. What was I threatening here? Oh, yeah, I'm trying to attack the pawn. He pushes the pawn. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should be playing... I don't know what I should be playing. I played e4, right? Yeah, okay, that's not a bad move. Apparently I should be playing to d5. That's a little bit better. But I jump on in. He threatens my queen. I thought the only move I have is to go queen b7. I need to protect my my knight. Yeah, and he attacks me again. Apparently the best move in this position is here, which I'm not seeing. If I go here, then he plays queen a1, and then I then threaten his... Oh, wow. That's a clever move. If you go here, and then he attacks it, you can then pin his rook to his queen, and if he takes my knight, I would take his rook. If he checks, I would just be able to win. So I didn't see any of that. Like, again, I'm really beating myself up. I should have fucking thought here. I didn't. Instead, I play the check, and at this point, the game is just a draw. Or at least it should be a draw. He blocks with the rook. Apparently, I should just go back. I should play b7. And I made such a blunder. And I was just blitzing. I thought for some reason that if he takes, I have a take, and I just don't. And yeah, as soon as I do this, I blunder. He's playing every move immediately, and I'm gonna not analyze too much. I'm gonna just show the rest of the moves because I've written them down mostly. And yeah, I'm just beating myself up. I've now lost my piece for nothing. I'm just fucked. And we play a bunch more moves. And he's just winning. I keep trying to like flag him, and he's just very fast player. Yeah, I had a few opportunities for the most part, but it's just over. Yeah, and I end up losing this game, guys. I had him down to time trouble, literally after move like 32 or something. He was making every move with less than a minute on his clock, and I fucked up. I got to a position where I think, like you'll see, where I thought that there was a three move repetition, but I just didn't know. D2 check, E3 check. I took the pawn. He moved his king. I took the other pawn. He then played here, and apparently, this is crazy. Apparently, C3 here is C3, G3. Oh, I could just keep checking him like that. Yeah, I just didn't... I mean, this is a fucking draw. I just didn't have the... I'm just blitzing moves. And anyway, we play like 80... Yeah, we play like... we actually, from this position, we kept going. Like, he played out here, and I end up checking him like a million times. He moves his... And like, this is where... I mean, we played more than 80 moves. I just stopped recording at this point. I end up checking him back and forth a lot. And I was positive there was a threefold repetition somewhere here. But I couldn't claim it. I didn't have it written down on my sheet. And so we played until finally he was able to like move his king out. And then it was, then checkmate eventually. Although I didn't play the checkmate. So I lost the game. Yeah, so I'm going to stop recording. Overall, I kind of did the review for the most part. I played okay. It looks like 1550. He played 1550. My opening was 100%, and then my middle game, my end game, not great. Babo, not great. I had a draw. I didn't claim it. I didn't know how. Learning new things. He played on increment. I tried to win on the clock rather than on the board. I thought he was resigning over here when the position was like this. I got a loss. So he's like a 1500 rated player, and I start my Swiss on a loss. I should have won this game. All I can say is I'll try to win my next one. I'll try to do better. And yeah, I'll leave it with that. I'm disappointed, obviously. I thought I had some good moves. I thought I played some points pretty well. I thought the game should have been over here. And I should stop trying to blitz with them because I was just winning on the board. I didn't need to win on the clock. All right, I'm going to call it here. Again, this is the second time I went through it. It's as painful as the first time. Hope you all enjoyed it at least, and I'll come back with round 2. I think I play a 1650 in round 2. All right, have a good night, everybody.